So Tim, you come from a big American political family, right? And most of your family members are into politics. Your uncle, JFK, was the president of the United States.
Yes.
And what made you decide to devote your life to Special Olympics?
Well, I think, in my family, we all grew up thinking we should try to do our best to contribute something to the society. That was something that was very important. And we saw, in our country, but you see it in every country in the world, great inequalities, in some cases injustices, tremendous poverty. And so we were all inspired, do something, contribute something for the betterment of people who are struggling. For me, the chance came to support Special Olympics, and this is work that's really about human dignity. It's really about changing misperceptions, that they still matter, that they still deserve dignity, that they still deserve a chance.
How many of these intellectual disabled people in the world?
250 million people. I mean, it's a hidden disability. And yet most people would say they didn't even know that they were around. Why? Because most families will keep them at home. And we're trying to change that. We just want the world to see these people as citizens like any other. They have gifts, openness and courage and perseverance and trust. And these are great qualities for the culture and for the society. And so Special Olympics is about using sport to teach the culture that people with intellectual disabilities deserve to be included.
So you would go around, you have these World Games, right?
We have these World Games, but the fascinating thing is the local events. Our movement is to do community events and bring the athletes together, give them some training, and then let them compete. And when they win, that's a sign of greatness. And so to us, that's Olympic.
For many of us in China, right, people would say, look, we're still a developing country and we have very limited resource. How can we afford to use our limited resource on, these intellectually disabled children or adults, right? Is it fair to do that? And how would you convince these people that this is a worthwhile cause?
Well, I would say that China is a nation with a great heart, a compassion, a sense of duty. And so while China is a developing country and accumulating wealth and growing economically is of tremendous importance, I would say to Chinese people, like to any people, don't lose your heart.
Right.
Don't sacrifice your heart for your wallet. Yes, grow your wealth, and it's very important, but you never want to leave your deepest human values out of your life, no matter where a country is in its development.
Are you seeing more participations in China now?
I think, I'm very encouraged. Young people really want to give back.
Really? Oh, that's
they want to
great.
volunteer. Yes, they want to get good jobs, of course, and they want to get a car and a brain, and a Louis Vuitton bag and a Rolex watch. Yes, they want these things, which is normal. I understand that. But they also want to contribute. They want to volunteer. So when I was in Beijing 2 days ago in a community center for people with intellectual disabilities, they said their volunteers are all coming from university. One mother told me, she said, I have a son who's severely disabled, and she burst into tears and she said, but here, with the volunteers, I finally feel proud of my son.
Oh, that's great.
This is not a sacrifice. This is a joy. And it's fascinating because, when a Special Olympics World Games takes place, you have all the nations of the world, but they are represented by the poorest and most vulnerable people in the world. And yet they bring the world together in such a moving way. They bring the heart of the human spirit together. And so we see a gathering not of the world's business leaders or of the world's celebrities only, but we see a gathering of the world's spirit in these athletes. And it is such a moving experience.
Right. Well, I'm looking forward to that, Tim. Thank you very much.
I look forward to having you. It'll be great fun.